just came in the London. He destroyed Joe Joyce. He outboxed, outpunched him. He just destroyed him. So I'm happy that he showed he's the real deal. I knew that Joe gonna have a hard time with him. I knew that, and I was surprised that Joe even accepted to fight him. I'm happy that he showed he's the real deal. I knew that Joe gonna have a hard time with him. I knew that, and I was surprised that Joe even accepted to fight him because he's WBO mandatory. He didn't need that fight. I mean, hat off for that move, but I knew from the beginning that it's gonna be a hard fight for Joe. Zhang is a big guy. He's a southpaw. He has fast hands, and he showed in fight with me that he's very durable. And I didn't expect that he will destroy Joe in that fashion, but he showed he's a real deal, and good job for him.
These words are spoken by Filip Hrgovic, who is currently the #1 contender for the IBF sanctioning body for the heavyweight championship of the world. He was being interviewed, shout out to IFL TV, to give his take on what he witnessed between Big Bang, Zhang, and his fight against Joe Joyce from this past Saturday, April 22nd, when they fought, with Zhang ending up with a 6-round TKO over Joe Joyce due to Joe Joyce's right eye being swollen shut. Hrgovic is speaking from the vantage point of experience because he had an opportunity to face Big Bang himself in August of 2022. Their fight went the distance, and though it was a battle that was not the best performance by Hrgovic, he was able to come away with a unanimous decision in a fight that many felt that Zhang had won. Hrgovic, who found himself on the winning end of that fight, was coming off a series of personal circumstances in which even he had lost his father a few months before the fight. So he himself has declared that it wasn't his best effort coming out to face Zhang, but he weathered through the storm and fought against numerous adversities during the fight and the problems that Zhang presented. Because Zhang, who's a really big physical specimen, is the type of fighter who comes in weighing nearly 300 pounds, and he's 6'6". For the Hrgovic fight, he weighed 277. Against Joe Joyce, he appeared to be in there around that same number. So he presents a physical presence. But Hrgovic, who's now 15-0 with 12 KOs, was able to deal with Zhang a lot better than what we saw from Joe Joyce, who going into the fight with Zhang was the WBO's #1 contender. So now Zhang has taken that mantle away from Joe Joyce, and he has put himself in a position for a title shot against the champion who holds that belt along with the IBF. That would be Alexander Usyk. Filip Hrgovic found himself on the canvas in the first round of his fight against Zhang. And I understood how that happened because he really didn't know or expect what Zhang was bringing into that fight. Because Zhang's level of opposition wasn't recognizable, a lot of journeymen and third-tier fighters. This was his first experience with resistance himself for Hrgovic against Zhilei Zhang. And I have to commend him. He got off the canvas and went on to pull out a victory here. The Croatian fighter is being interviewed asking about Zhang and Joyce, but he's offering up some real solid tidbits because he knows from the experience of being in there. He spoke about the southpaw stance. He spoke about Zhang having fast hands for a southpaw. And at the end of the day, that's really what caught Joyce off guard. But I'll tell you something about Hrgovic. He's a big guy himself. Hrgovic is 6'6". He's 30 years old. And Zhang is like 39. When they faced one another, there were moments in the fight late where Hrgovic was able to challenge Zhang on the inside. Inside shorter punches and fighting on an inside because Zhang, being such a big man at 6'6" himself, is not really used to guys being close to him because he has a height and reach advantage. He can keep them at a certain distance. But that's where Hrgovic had his success. And he has stated he wouldn't mind having a rematch with Zhilei Zhang. And he also stated that he would fight Zhang in China. He feels that Joe Joyce had the luxury of being protected by Frank Warren, and he's also suggesting that maybe the fact that they picked Zhang not really doing their homework and not really doing their schoolwork meant that he was a cherry, but it was a cherry pick gone wrong. Now, El Animal, as he's called, Hrgovic, is looking for an opportunity, and he doesn't mind putting his IBF #1 contender status against Zhang's #1 WBO status, because either man winning that fight in a rematch would be a #1 contender for both sanctioning bodies. So if they were to get, the winner were to get a shot against Usyk, he could win both belts. But this is the thing. When you have a fighter like Filip Hrgovic, who has now gotten beyond some of the personal circumstances that was involved in his life in the backdrop, he can now focus on his career. And I do believe with the proper dedication, he'll put himself in that position to become the first Croatian heavyweight champion of the world. But will he get the title shot? He's a dangerous figure to be in there with. But I'll tell you, I will accept an opportunity to see he and Zhang get it on again, because I believe that both men would put it on the line to go for a knockout in a rematch fight. It would be a tale of two men looking to really shut the door on the other so that the winner can proceed and go up and on and become champion of the world. It would be a great fight. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Would you like to see, before the end of the year, El Animal take on Big Bang in a rematch? He said he'll do it in China and knock him out in front of the 1 billion people in China. Those are hefty words to follow up on. Let's see it. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.